Yes, sir. You know what time it is, man. This is the Titans Coliseum podcast. I'm your host, Morocco. I'm here with my co-host, Leonard Firestone. Our other co-host, RJ. He's somewhere on the beach right now with the bunnies.
Yeah, he out there on this little cruise in Bahamas out there, man. He enjoying himself.
Right. He living life while we right here doing our thing, man. But Firestone, how you feeling, man?
Man, I'm feeling good. I'm doing good. Lucky to have another day. I wore my "Don't Be Dumb" Bryce Young trade up for Bryce Young shirt since RJ ain't here, so he's here in spirit with us. If y'all want to go get it, make sure y'all go check out the merch store, justoneapparel.com, and y'all can go grab y'all's as well as other Titan merch. But man, I'm doing good. I'm ready for another show, man. How about yourself?
Man, I'm blessed as always, man. I'm ready to get into it, man. Like I said this morning, I mean, we got a special treat for y'all. Some of y'all been asking me about it, so we delivering tonight, man. We gonna let some of y'all get up in here with us, chop it up about pretty much anything. I mean, we got our topics lined up, but I mean, hey, since y'all in here with us, man, we can take it wherever. Just make sure you keep the foul language to a minimal and hey, man, just enjoy yourself, man. You know this is a chilled environment.
Yeah, abide by the community guidelines for us. That's all we ask for you.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and post the link in the comments. Y'all just hit the link and we'll get you up in here, man. But we got a dope show lined up for y'all tonight, and we'll go ahead and get to it. So, this week right here, is the scouting combine. The Titans, they had the media availabilities as well. Rand Carthon, he spoke to the media. Mike Vrabel, he spoke to the media. Tim Kelly spoke to the media. And we'll go ahead and break all of that down. And yeah, man, let's go ahead and get to it. So, Rand Carthon, I mean, he ain't the first one to, put the fan base in a little bit of uproar or whatever with his comments. He pretty much spoke on a number of things, but what stood out was his comments about Ryan Tannehill, and people took that many ways. And I'll just go ahead and play the clip.
Absolutely.
Ryan is under contract. I know you guys. I just want to speak freely for a moment. I know everybody wants to make a big deal, out of the quarterback position and whether he will or won't be here. But you guys just have to accept the fact that Ryan is under contract, for us. And right now he's a Titan and he will be a Titan.
Is it possible that you would consider reworking his contract to get more cap?
So there it is. I mean, he said Ryan Tannehill is a Titan. He'll be a Titan. And to me, I mean, he didn't say much of anything at all. I mean, these GMs right now, y'all already know. I mean, they pretty much use car salesmen. I mean, they out there saying anything, doing anything. They throwing all kind of smoke screens. They playing poker with each other. So, I
Yeah.
mean, I understand how people, bought in too much to what he said. I mean, whether you for or against Tannehill, but I mean, you just got to keep in mind what's going on right about now. The
Yeah.
smart GMs, they're not going to tilt their hand. I mean, you're not going to know anything until they actually make a move.
Right, correct. You don't want anybody like it's poker right now or chess, right? You don't want to show your hand, but you also thinking, a couple moves ahead, right? So they're never going to tell you exactly what they're going to do. They're being political with what they say and make sure that the media can't twist or turn anything that they say to make a story out of it. So the actions will tell. Let's sit around here. Yeah, we need to listen, see what they actually say, but um New Year starts March 15th. When free agency kicks in, we're going to see what they're really going to start to do and then what's our draft going to really look like. But the Tannehill situation, I see him being here one more year. I just don't see an actual realistic option that's an upgrade for us outside of Tannehill right now.
Yeah, man. I mean, there isn't much out there. I mean, there is some, obvious things we can do. I mean, we can move up in the draft like most people won't. I mean, we can go get Aaron Rodgers like some people won't, but I mean, just looking at our situation and being realistic, I mean, the most logical thing to do is to ride it on out with Tannehill.
Yeah.
And honest to God, truth, I mean, to help out with the salary cap, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to extending them, but at the same time, you got to understand that there's going to be life without Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do you really want to, stretch these guys' contract all the way out, or do you want to just let them play it on out and, have your hands washed of it when it's time?
Right. Because I think it's smart to do whatever it is going to do to help clear some salary cap, right? If we need to extend them, it's not saying that we're actually fully committing to them for a long term. It's just, what we need to do to move some money on the salary cap. But I just think next year's opportunity at quarterback is a lot better in the draft than it is this year. So if we can wait till next year, not saying even one of those dudes will be ready to start in 1 year, we'll cross that bridge in it. But I just don't, even though I'm wearing this for RJ, I just don't see a quarterback this year in the draft that's truly worthy of all this hype. And they're going to be overvalued because so many teams need a quarterback right now. And there ain't but 3 in this draft, maybe 4, that are really going to be game changers for these teams. So it's just not what I think we don't need to get in the QB market this year. Next year will be a lot easier and not as much stress on us. And they got cost us an arm and a leg.
I agree with that, but Anthony Richardson, his name been getting thrown around a lot, and I've heard some people say, I mean, after Bryce Young goes off the board, I mean, he could be the second quarterback that goes off the board. It's this thing where they're saying that he's got some type of Josh Allen element to him. I mean, I don't see it. I mean, I see him more as a project, but I mean, who knows? I mean, you don't know who these quarterbacks are going to be in the next 3 to 5 years or whatever. So, it's just up to the scouting departments to do their homework and make the best decision that they can for their team. But Rand also had a little bit to say about Malik as well. And I'll go ahead and pull this quote up here for y'all. And he pretty much said that, Malik's been reaching out to different quarterbacks to serve as a mentor to him. I mean, he's doing everything he could possibly do to improve. And this next quote, Rand pretty much goes on to say, playing quarterback is so much more than physical, and is more mental. And Malik, he's doing everything that he could do to get better. But, I mean, it's gotta play out on the field.
Yeah. I mean, and the one thing I get out of that too is something I've been saying on this podcast all season is he's not mature. He's just not that. Like, yes, he has a physicality, but that's not what we're questioning about Malik in this situation. We're questioning his maturity, his development, and how he sees things. Like his mental is just not there. He don't see plays develop. He's not seeing routes. He's not throwing through the windows in the throwing lanes. Like, there's so many things that he should be coming out polished out of college to be able to do. And he's just not showing those things. And they're mental things. They're not physical. They're very mental. And that kind of speaks right there to me too. And that's that he's saying, like, it's so much more mental than it is physical. And he has the physical capabilities, but it doesn't seem like the mental has caught up.
Right. So right now, man, we got somebody laying the wait, man. They ready to jump in here and chop it up with us, Titan Pratt. We're gonna go ahead and get you in here, buddy. What's good with you, man?
What's good, man?
Bless, man. How you feeling?
Bob, I think we're gonna keep Tannehill.
Yeah.
I think so too, man.
Is that what you're wanting to see us do? You wanting to see us keep Tannehill, or is that just what you think we're going to do?
I just think we're gonna go with Tannehill at the end of the day.
Okay. Okay. So what do you want to see the Titans do? Do you want to see them stay with Tannehill, or do you want to see them make a change this year?
I want to see them definitely try to make a change with the offensive line.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with that.
Yeah, man, that offensive line, we definitely need to, find some solid pieces to go on it, man, because no matter who the quarterback is, if the offensive line ain't proper, it ain't gonna matter.
I definitely have one. I got Paris Johnson.
Paris Johnson, you like Paris Johnson? Yeah, man. I mean, shoot, it'll be a blessing if he fall to us at 11, man.
Yeah.
I would definitely take an offensive lineman more than wide receiver at this point because we kind of need that. We kind of need that offensive lineman to kind of work around with the quarterback.
Facts. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm most definitely with that,
Yeah.
especially because of the fact that a lot of the wide receivers are pretty much exclusive slot receivers. I mean, you got what's his name, Quentin Johnson out there. I
Uh,
mean, I think I saw where the Titans were talking to him at the
and
scout combine. So
you got
yeah,
Jalen Hyatt out there from Tennessee.
Yep.
yeah, he's a
Yep.
good one.
It's just I think because I'm with you. Like in first round, we either got to address the offensive line, wide receiver, or we got to go cornerback. So for me, it's what do we actually attack in free agency? If we attack a bunch of wide receivers in free agency, then we're going offensive line with that first overall. If we go a bunch of offensive linemen in free agency, then we're going to go skill position with that first overall. There's some good tackles coming up in this free agency that we can go ahead and get and have bookends to start building around. And there's some good people in the draft too. So I'm waiting to see what we actually do and how we're going to attack it because there is more offensive linemen in free agency than wide receivers.
Would actually address the offensive line, that left tackle position right away.
Yeah. Well, Trent Williams from 49ers is out this year, or not out, but a free agent this year. And he's talked about having some interest to come in here. So if he can come here and they get a good deal that makes sense, that'd be a good booking right there at left tackle for us.
Rand Carzon could make anything happen at the end of the day. Rand Carzon let guys go that wasn't on the field.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you're right about that, man.
I think that Rand Carzon is the right guy that we needed at general manager.
Right. He definitely came in with the right attitude, man. He's not trying to step on anybody's toes. He's trying to come in and, see how things have been going around here. And I mean, he'll use his authority when he has to, but he really wants to get on the same page with everybody. And that's anything in life, man. And when you involved with a group of people, man, you always want to be on the same page with them. I mean, there's gonna be disagreements at times or whatever, but as long as y'all can get on the same page with each other, hey, the sky's the limit.
You always want to be able to succeed with the team and all that, and not only succeed, but you got to look at it like this. We didn't have anybody at the offensive line position last year. We had Dennis Daly, which was trash.
That's an understatement, but yes.
Yeah, man. That's the only thing the fan base agrees on as a whole.
And Dennis Daly I watched every single play of his. Oh my God.
Yeah. He was getting blown up every time, or ran right past, or ran right over. There wasn't nothing that ever looked good.
He was getting pushed over by 245-pound defensive lineman. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
You're bigger than that.
Yeah.
You gotta be
Facts.
able to block some way, somehow. You just can't. You just can't take that shit. I
Facts.
mean,
Yep, absolutely.
Facts. So Pratt, man, before we let you go, you got any shout outs you want to make, man? You got anything you want to plug, buddy?
um, definitely. I- I- if you don't follow me on Twitter yet, please do. Um,
Absolutely.
Okay.
And
Make
it's
sure
a
you put your
tight.
Twitter handle in the comments, man, so people can get to you.
Absolutely.
okay, gotcha. 100%.
All right. Well, Pratt, man, we enjoyed talking to you, man. You have a blessed night, man.
You too.
All
Absolutely. Thank you
right.
for coming on.
You're welcome.
Yeah, man. I mean, Pratt brought up some damn good points, man.
Yeah. What we absolutely agree with. The offensive line needs to be getting attacked. Needs to change. Needs an overhaul. We're waiting to see what Ben Jones is going to do, right? So we gotta see how many missing pieces we're gonna have to fix. But we're gonna see that offensive line definitely has to get touched up in a serious
Yeah.
way.
Right. And Vrabel, he spoke a little bit on that in his media availabilities. I mean, he really didn't say much, but he put a little something out there, and I first seen it on Titans Rossi page. He brought it up,
Yeah.
and it made me think like, you know, maybe he could be tilting the hand a little bit. I know I just said that, these GMs, they out here, playing poker, this and that, and you don't need to buy much into what they saying,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna play this clip for y'all.
Every player, I'm as open to adding great players to our roster, whether that's at quarterback, that's at running back, that's at defensive line, corner. I do believe that we have, we've got some needs and some holes. I've told you that. I've asked them to look for players that have an element of speed, violence, and versatility, and that's what I want to look for, and look for offensive linemen that can protect the quarterback. Whether that's Ryan, whether that's Malik, that's Josh Dobbs, whoever that may end up being. Those are things that we have to do a better job at.
So yeah, man, you just heard what he said, man. He named Tannehill, Malik, and Josh Dobbs. And if you don't know, Josh Dobbs is a free agent right now. I mean, he was only signed to, come in and play the couple games that he played. But to me, for Mike Vrabel to bring his name up, I mean, it makes me think that they're gonna go pick up Josh Dobbs, and Josh Dobbs has even said that he wants to come back. I mean, he
Hmm.
loves the environment here,
Yeah.
and I think he should come back too, man, because I mean, he came in on short notice, and we had a legit chance to win both of those ball games that he played in.
Yeah, and honestly, you know why he's also throwing Dobbs' name in there, right? Because we showed the quote earlier that Malik is reaching out to other quarterbacks as mentors to train them and help them this and that, which I find it weird, or not weird, but he's training with Josh Dobbs. So out of all the quarterbacks and the mentors you could have had, obviously you've reached out to multiple. So most of these most have said no to you, or they ain't got the time, or whatever, might have respectfully declined. But he's out there training with Josh Dobbs. So Josh Dobbs and Malik Willis are training together right now in the offseason. While Derrick Henry's out here training with Von Miller, it's Dobb and Malik. So I think that's why he's thrown in there, because he's still working and he's still kind of close to the team. I expect him to bring him back next year. I don't know who's going to be number 2 on the roster when the actual season starts, but I expect Dobbs to come back next year for at least OTAs and preseason and see what happens into the full season. Maybe even get a spot on the practice squad. But I don't know, man. I see Dobbs being some form of a part of the Titans team next year.
Facts, man. Like I said, I think they should bring him back.
Mhm. He did well, man.
Shoot,
He
he fit.
performed
Yeah,
well.
he fit right in with the group, man.
Yeah, yeah,
Josh Dobbs. He pretty easy going guy or whatever. He came in real respectable. I mean, and he, he didn't get those wins, but you know, you couldn't ask him to do anything more than what he done in those 2 games. So
yeah. And
I
knowing what we know in the retrospect of how Todd Downing was calling plays in the game that they ain't even ran in practice and routes that he's never even thrown to wide receivers, and he was still going out there doing it confidently and executing it. So that's good signs from a quarterback like that.
Right. I just think he needs to get better at playing situational football. You saw what happened out there. Took some sacks that he didn't need to take.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the Jazz game, had like 4th and 13, 15 to go and threw a check down to the running back. Just those small things. And, that right there comes with playing in game. The more you play in game, the more you get hip to these sort of things. But
Yeah.
on to Tim Kelly. Tim Kelly,
Yeah.
He's another one. Fan base in the uproar. And I'll go ahead and play his clip.
I didn't think we were predictable last year. I think there's some times where, certain games, certain things, weather, people you have available, things along those lines. There are a lot of elements that go into predictability or perceived predictability. So I wouldn't say that we were predictable last year. I didn't think we were predictable.
My bad about that, y'all. But yeah, man, Tim Kelly, he don't think that the Titans offense was predictable this past season. And
Bruh.
Yeah,
I think that was
knows what went on.
I think that was a smooth way of him blaming injuries. I wouldn't say we was predictable. We was just in a situation where other elements made it seem like we was predictable. Bro, just say you was limited because players was injured. Just say that. We was predictable, but we was still predictable. Whatever may be the reasons why we were predictable, we was predictable, bro.
Yeah, man. We was predictable. But what I was going to say was he know what was going on. He's just not going to throw Todd down and under the bus. And I understand where he's coming from as well. Vrabel might have said whatever he said in the past, but we don't know what type of relationship that Todd Downing and Tim Kelly had.
True.
And if they were close with each other or whatever, you definitely wouldn't expect Tim Kelly to just throw him up under the bus like that.
Yeah, that's true. That's the other thing too. I wouldn't expect him to throw him underneath the bus neither. But it just seemed like a lot of dancing around the bush, man. He was dancing around it a lot to me. But I get like it's just this time of the year that you can't give media anything to try to build a story off of because nothing is going on. So they're trying to take any little bit and run with it. So I understand. I don't blame them.
Yeah, man. I get it. I'm not putting much stock into anything they say unless they just say something that just stands out to me.
Yeah.
But it's that time of the year, man.
Yeah. So I got a question for you. And I saw a comment earlier where a guy was asking where's the guy that says always trade up for Bryce Young? He's on vacation right now. He'll be back next week. But I got a question for you. We've talked about a lot of things and everything. Who's somebody that you want the Titans to go actively go after and get that's already in the NFL, not draft wise, but regardless if they're free agent or we have to trade for them, who is somebody you really would want to see the Titans go for? And it cannot even be feasible or possible. I just want to know who's somebody you would like to see in a Titans uniform.
That's pretty tough.
Chat, y'all feel free to chime in and let me know as well. Chat, y'all let me know who y'all would love to see in a Titans
Yeah,
uniform
man.
in the NFL.
Man, that's tough. I mean, I wish we could make Aaron Rodgers happen. Honest to God, I mean, I'm not against Tannehill. I don't have these strong feelings towards Tannehill like some fans do. But at the same time, I mean, I'm always thinking about who's out there that could make the team better, just like the coaches say. We always doing our evaluations, trying to, find guys that can help the team. I mean, that's my mindset. And for everybody that's wanting to move off of Tannehill, man, Tannehill is a good quarterback, like we said before. So if you're looking to move up off of Tannehill and you still trying to compete, I mean, it makes no sense to go after somebody that's slightly better than Tannehill. No, you go all the way with it. You get somebody elite. You get somebody that done it all and seen it all. And right now, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is that guy. But with his contract and our holes, I mean, we just can't make that happen, in my opinion.
Yeah. See, I was expecting you to say Patrick Mahomes if you was going to go quarterback. That's where I thought you was going to go. If RJ was here, Lamar Jackson. I want Lamar. I want Lamar right now, and I'm with him. I'm kind of agree with that. I would take Lamar. Like that. That would be a beautiful combo. We've talked about it. We fantasized about that a few times on this podcast. That RPO in the backfield with Lamar and Derrick Henry. That would be beautiful. And we joked about that on one of like the first episodes we ever had on this podcast. And RJ had that shit lined out, because now they're talking about, hey, Lamar might not be with the Ravens. They might be willing to let him go. So, man, I would love to see Lamar Jackson in a Titans uniform. That's what mine would be.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad with having Lamar, man. I mean, he brings that other element to the game that, most quarterbacks don't have. I mean, I hate to, refer to him as a running back, and I'm not going to call him a running back because he's a quarterback.
Yeah.
But, he's elusive. When he pulls that ball down and goes, I mean, he's elusive. I mean, he can whatever the top running backs can do, Lamar can do the same thing when he tucks that football and takes off running.
Facts.
And he's gotten better as a passer. I mean, and that just comes with practicing during the off season and developing chemistry with his guys. I mean, situation with his wide receivers. I mean, he ain't had much wide receiver help, but Mark Andrews, man, that was his guy.
Yeah,
and
he likes tight ends.
Yeah, man, he eats. He eats when he's throwing to those tight ends. He eats, man. And I think with the Titans and Lamar, I mean, we got Chig, so we get another good tight end to go along with that. With our wide receivers, I mean, we gotta find somebody to go on. You gotta find somebody else to go on the outside because we got rid of Robert Woods, but just add another receiver that can play the outside.
Yeah,
and I think it'd be pretty dope.
We need somebody physical. Like, we definitely need that. Like, listening to that AJ Brown interview from Raw Room where he's talking about, man, you ain't got the time to make a moves on the line and get set up and do this and that. You need to get off the ball and you need to go make a move. So I think we need to go get somebody that's aggressive and possessive, that's gonna go get that ball even when somebody's draped on their back. So at least, because we can make some changements to this O-line, but we're not going to fix it in 1 year. So we're going to need a wide receiver on that outside of us that's going to be able to help as well as getting open. And even when he's not fully open, be able to box out the defender and get, at least a hole for the a pocket for the QB to put the ball in for him. So I just hope we go get somebody that's actually aggressive and possessive and going to go attack that ball and it doesn't matter if somebody's draped all over him, they're not going to drop it because I'm tired of seeing them drops.
Man, those drops are so freaking ridiculous. I'm like, bro. I think we had the same issue. I believe it was Malarkey's first season as the head coach. I mean, I'm not talking about the interim season. I'm talking about
his actual first season as a head coach.
his first official season. I think we had that same problem with drops, and it's just annoying because, man, I mean, these guys, they professionals. I mean, they, you would think they would be working on that type of stuff all the time, though. But then when you get in games and these guys get to dropping footballs, I'm like, dude, man, you got to be better, man. I mean, you put in too much work to, get up out here and, drop passes in the biggest moments, because I mean, those passes that you drop, man, I mean, you never know what can happen if you actually catch those passes.
Yeah, facts. And when you drop that, just questions that just makes the QB question next time when I throw. Like, is he really going to catch the ball? Like, you lose confidence in those situations. Those reps matter, and you want to be that image in the QB's head that when he's in trouble, he looks your way. You know that you're going to catch the ball. That's the image you want. Not, man, every time I throw to him, even when it's not a serious situation, he drops it. Because when it comes to a serious situation, he ain't even about to look your way because you already dropped the easy one. So you definitely ain't gonna make this one.
Right. And just like my guy said, man, that's why Quentin Johnson is growing on me. I mean, that's the type of receiver that I would want to take if we pick it at 11. I mean, I don't believe in taking no slot receiver that high in the draft. I mean, the highest I'll take a slot receiver is at the bottom of the first round, and he would have to be freaking legit for me to take him. Other than that, I mean, go get one any other round of the draft, but just not, that high up in the draft, because when you take a receiver that high, man, you want him to be able to play all over the field.
Yeah. Absolutely. Expect that, because I agree with you. Taking that high, you don't want a slot receiver. Maybe in the late rounds, and then even then, he better be like a Hollywood Brown or somebody. He better be fast, elite, shifty, something, a next Wes Welker, something for you to take a slot in the first round.
Yeah, man, and we'll go ahead and get to this comment right here. I say draft that tight end out of Georgia, Darnell Washington. That dude is a beast and a physical day one starter. Check his highlights and measurements. Is that the dude that's like 6'8" or something?
Let me see. What is it? Darnell Washington. I'll pull it up.
Yeah, Darnell Washington, man. Because I mean, I was looking at some of those Georgia tight ends, and I mean, they got one dude out there. I mean, he big as hell. I'm talking about he damn near look like an offensive tackle, man.
So Darnell Washington is 6'7", 270 pounds from Las Vegas.
That's him.
28 receptions, 454 yards, 2 touchdowns in the 2022 season, averaging 16.2 yards.
Yeah, man. I mean, I wouldn't mind having that. At 11, nah, I wouldn't take him at 11. But if he, sitting around, maybe I don't know, where he's projected to go. But I'd say, if he's sitting around 3rd or 4th round, I mean,
him being that big, he's probably going to be a 2nd rounder at the latest. Like, being a 6'7", 270, if you can actually block and go catch, and you got that radius, you got that Gronk possibility. So I don't know, maybe, this comment here, like, 2nd, maybe 3rd. I don't even see maybe a 3rd, just because of his physicality measurements. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a rare commodity that comes out into the football league, that a tight end at 6'7" that can move, block, and go get balls for you.
Right. What's the guy name from the Colts? Their tight end, because they got a tight end that's probably that size. He might be a little bit smaller, but I mean, he's a pretty big dude. And I'm trying to figure out
I
what
cannot
round
think.
he went in.
I cannot think about the Colts tight end right now. I don't have a clue.
Jelani Woods, that's his name.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Jelani Woods. I mean, I think he went Jelani Woods, I think he went in like the 3rd round, I want to say.
Yeah. I'm definitely
Something
going to
like
check
that.
out his tape, Darnell Washington's tape. I got to
Yeah,
get caught up.
that's something I'll do too, man. Cause Georgia, I think Georgia got another good tight end as well. And
Man,
yeah.
Georgia just worries me anymore, man.
I know, right? Georgia got a lot going on right now.
Like
Yeah.
we got the Isaiah with the rapping, and now this dude with the wreck and all that stuff happened. Like, there's not too many good stories that's coming out of Georgia outside of football, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's definitely a lot going on. I mean, I see what people are talking about when they say they just don't want to deal with, the Georgia players right now. I mean, I understand it. I mean, any other time I would say, you can't go up off of that right there. I mean, one
Right.
person, but I mean, shoot, it just looked like these past couple years, man, it's been something about a player from Georgia. I really
I
don't know
don't
what
know.
they got going on up over there, man.
I mean, I don't know either, and I don't know. They're such a good college school, bro. I just don't know, man. It just seems like they don't produce well in the NFL. I mean, there's a few of them, but I mean, there's just I don't know.
Yeah, and
Yeah, Jordan Addison. Yeah, his stuff is crazy, man. That's it. It is. He has some really good tape, and bro is ridiculous.
yeah, and I heard Zay Flowers' name come up as well. I mean,
Bro, he put on all that extra weight and got actually like big, got swole. He did what we've been asking of what's his,
Kyle Phillips,
yeah, we've been asking the Kyle Phillips. This dude did for the combine.
man, I think he could play on the outside, but it just man,
I don't know. I have to go look at his tape again.
that high up in the draft. I mean,
11 is a big slot to take for a QB or for a wide receiver. Like, you got to be taking a good wide
yeah,
receiver. We
man,
need a Jamar Chase type at 11.
it's got to be a sure thing for me.
Yeah, just that's why I'm trying to figure out where Hyatt lays at. Because I don't think he's 11, but I don't think he's lasting until the 2nd round.
Nah, I don't see him lasting that long either. I mean,
So it's like,
bottom of the first.
are we really going to overpay for somebody at 11 for a wide receiver that maybe could be later?
No, I mean, and that's something else too, man. A bunch of other people are throwing it out there as well, but I wouldn't be opposed to trading back
Correct.
because I definitely am not a fan of reaching. And a lot of these dudes I see that's projected in the top 10, I feel like quite a few of them are a reach.
Bro, I think there's going to be a lot of crazy trading happening on draft day for these QBs because so many teams need a QB.
Right. I mean, and Chicago, I mean, shoot, you can't rule Chicago out right now. I mean, who's to say Chicago who's to say Chicago don't want to, come up off of the first overall pick and they want to go get Bryce Young.
Yeah, exactly. They talking like they might not be sold on Fields.
Justin Fields, yeah. I mean, it's so much that's unknown right now, man. I mean, you really can't call it.
Yeah, it's about to be crazy. I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready to see what it's going to be like. But man, I don't know. I just see a lot of people reaching this year. A lot of people reaching and overpaying for some players that aren't going to be what they hope that they're going to be.
Yeah, man. That's why I say, man, I wanted the Titans to beat Jacksonville. Damn that 11th overall pick. I mean, shoot. That 11th overall pick ain't gonna fix all our problems.
No, but it's good to have. But yeah, true. Everybody that wanted that 11 wanted it because they want to trade up and get a QB. That's what was everybody
Yeah.
else that was wanting that 11 for.
Yeah, but I mean, shoot, to jump from 11 to 1, I mean, shoot.
Not this year.
That'll be a massive haul right there. You'll have to give up. I mean, if we end up with the 7th overall pick or something like that, I mean, I could understand it, and I'll probably warm up to the idea of trading up from 7 to 1, but from 11 to 1 with the Colts needing a quarterback, the Texans need the quarterback. I mean, that price right there, man. I mean, that's gonna be a steep price. And even for those two teams, if they fear that they not gonna get their guy, I mean, they gonna have to come up off a lot of stuff too.
A lot. And so kind of a question to piggyback off of this comment here is because I wouldn't mind trading back either. But how far are y'all willing to trade back? Like how far is your limit that you want to see the Titans trade back to?
Depends with me, man. I mean,
you said Pitts or Pats. Where's Pitts or Pats at? Let's see what their pick is. Pats is 14.
I was about to say that.
And Pittsburgh is 17. Yeah, 17 was about where I was going to say.
Yeah, that's a pretty sweet spot right there. 14, 17 or whatever. I mean, you don't want to trade too far down. I mean, you don't want to go down in them 20s and late 20s or whatever, because then I mean,
say 20.
yeah, then you just
see
defeating the purpose of having that high of a pick.
Yeah. And see, for me, like trading with Pitt and Pats, like that would be good because of the position. I'm with you at the number, like, but then the thought goes into my head that they need wide receivers too. So we might trade with them and they jump up and come get the guy we was trying to trade back and hold off for.
Yeah. But when they make those phone calls with each other, what's being talked about is, what you're thinking about. They try to pick each other's brain to see, what route they going. And if they think that a team is going the same route they going or whatever, I mean, they ain't gonna, do too much business with them, do any business with them. But, say if, and I'm just throwing this out there. Say if we Pittsburgh calls us up and tells us, we think about coming up, and we know that y'all need a left tackle, but we want this guy right here, and we think that left tackle will still be available at 14. I mean, that right there would be a situation to where these other teams, they not gonna touch that left tackle. We'll still be able to get them at 14. Let's run it. That's how that'll work out.
Yeah.
But let's get to Lewans causing more stirs. I mean, Lewans will forever be a legend here, no matter what, man. And you can always count on Lewans to make a headline, no matter if he's, just out there, going at other Titans podcasters or just, doing Lewans things like he done on Twitter the other day. He posted this right here. Yes. Shout out to the Titans dropping my stuff off today. They even let me keep the shoulder pads, and people went crazy.
Hey, but
for
first
the
off,
smallest reason.
But first off, real quick, can you pull that back up and can we talk about how small them shoulder pads are? They look like they feel like youth.
Man, dude, those are not like Phillips shoulder pads.
Those don't look like Taylor Lewan shoulder pads, bruh.
Man, I definitely don't believe that those are the ones pads, but I mean, he gave him a shout out
Yeah.
for dropping his stuff off, and Titans fans. I mean, Titans fans already knew what time it was. They knew it was a joke. I mean, we've been dealing with this with Lewan for so many years. I mean, we already knew what time it was. It was just some kind of joke he came up with. But the people on the outside looking in, being the people on the outside looking in, they done took it to a whole nother level. Started talking about how disrespectful the Titans was, and the Titans should be ashamed, and they started giving Lewan all of this praise. And that's what I hate. That's what I hate about people on the outside looking in. They never give us any praise until it is detrimental to us. When it's a situation to where we look bad or whatever, yeah, they ain't gonna give whoever praise, just like they done with AJ, whatever. They put all these receivers above AJ. But the second the Titans traded AJ Brown, the Titans let go of AJ Brown.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he had this many yards. He had that many yards. He's a top 5 wide receiver. Why would the Titans let him go?
Titans let go with John Robinson. He's one of the best GMs in the league.
Right.
This just don't make no sense.
Right. They always giving flowers when we get rid of somebody. I mean, yes. I don't understand it. It's pretty freaking crazy. But the one he went on because of the people on the outside looking in. He went on to clear the air up on the thing or whatever. I mean,
he addressed it.
Yeah, he had to get up out there in front of it, and I thought I had the clip ready to go for y'all, but apparently I don't right now. But yeah, Lewan, he pretty much said that he told the Titans to go ahead, drop his stuff off or whatever. And Lewan, he likes to joke a lot, man. I mean, good and well, if the Titans done something that disrespectful, he wouldn't even put it up out there. And I actually got the clip loaded up for y'all right now, and it should be ready to play at any second. But
I just didn't like the trash bag touch, and he addresses that in his video too, and we're gonna wait for that to load up. But it could have been. It's ready.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and play that, and then I'll finish what I got to say.
No, okay, let's go.
My daddy's name? Yeah. Daddy's name is Taylor. The reason why I'm making this video right now is because literally, no, it's not mommy, it's daddy. I'm making a video to the people on Twitter and social media, letting them know that everyone's overreacting for the trash bags that the Titans left on my front door. I asked them to do it. Jeb Johnson, longtime cop, works for the Titans, called him. I said, hey, I need you to drop that stuff off at my house. There's stuff in it that I need. So please drop it off. So now he's dropped it off. I posted, hey, thanks for doing it. Yeah, it's in trash bags. Who cares? What do we need? What does it need to be? Like a horse-drawn chariot, a gold chariot that they ride up in and say, hey, thanks for the last 9 years? Let's stop overreacting. The Titans have treated me amazing. Even when they cut me, it was an amazing deal. They let me choose when I was going to get cut. Rand's amazing. Braves is awesome. Let's not overreact, boys. Let's not overreact. It's all good. I love you. Big hugs, tiny kisses.
Now, see, all I gotta say to this is like the trash bags to me was a little like they could have done something else, bro. Like put it in boxes. I'm not expecting anything fancy, but put it in boxes. Why you gotta make him look like somebody's baby daddy that just got caught cheating and kicked out the house? Why do we gotta make him look like that? Like just put it in boxes, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel you on that. I mean, it's all about optics and presentation. I mean, shoot, if I rode by somebody's crib and seen they stuff out the trash bag.
Ooh,
That's
somebody
the
get
first
caught.
thing I'm gonna. That's the first thing I'm gonna think. I'm gonna think, man, somebody that got kicked out. But man, though, like I said, man, we already knew what time it was with that or whatever, man. I mean, it was a Lewans joke, and people from the outside looking in took it to a whole nother level. And shout out to Lewans for addressing it as well, because he could have just, let that thing just, go on or whatever. But
Yeah.
out of love for the Titans, he got out in front of it and he let us know what the situation actually was. So, like I said, man, he'll always be a legend here. I
Yeah.
mean, salute to him.
Facts. I'm glad he addressed, because I first saw it. I was like, I hope, like, I know Taylor jokes, so I hope this is kind of like a joke, or he knew, but still, like, the whole thing I kept honing in was just the trash bags. I just couldn't get over that part. It's like, trash bags, really? It's like,
But
this was bad, bro. I know y'all get mail daily. Y'all got boxes.
and yeah, man, I didn't think much of it, but as soon as you brought it up, I was like, yeah, he got a point right there, man. I mean, shoot. Man, box that shit up, man. Make it look presentable at least, man. But they didn't know Lewans was gonna take a picture of it either. And that's why I say it's Lewans being Lewans.
Man, if you leave my stuff out in the trash bag, I'm definitely taking a picture of that shit.
Yeah.
Multi-billion-dollar company, and they drop my shit off in a trash bag. What the hell?
Yeah, man, he definitely knew what he was doing with that, man. I mean, shoot, man, Lewans,
He,
he's so
he
serious.
he had to have that same thought process, like when he pulled up, like, and had to laugh and was like, "Really, trash bags? The trash bags out of everything. You put my stuff in trash, but not even just caring, because like it don't matter. I mean, you wear this stuff for football, you're sweating, it's getting tore up. It's not like it's delicates that need to be treated, like he says, in a golden carriage or anything. But you could have put that shit in boxes, bro. Boxes, it ain't that much.
Right. But yeah, man, gonna be a short show tonight. I mean, not much to talk about. I mean,
Not
we
much.
pretty much just, waiting around for this combine, man. I mean, we're waiting to see these bench presses, these 40 times.
Yes.
And it's gonna be somebody out there who's gonna go kill the combine, and he's gonna draw a lot of interest.
Yeah.
But you just gotta keep in mind, man, combine warriors are a thing, man. I mean, just because a guy get up out there and run a blazing fast 40 or go lift the whole stadium don't mean that he can play football. I mean, right. Go
Just
ahead,
because
bro.
they can work out don't mean they can play football. Just because
Right.
they can run don't mean they can run routes. We saw what John Ross did. He broke that record. He got the 40 time. What has he done in the league? Not nothing. So yeah, the combines gives us measurements, but and all that. But make sure that you still watch film. Film is going to tell all tales. Okay, that combine stuff is just to give you a scale off their physicality and off their speed when they're on the field. But they can run a 4.2 40, but you would never see them run a 4.5 on a football field. So you got to watch film. It matters.
Yeah, man. I mean, film is king, man. I mean, and that film ain't gonna lie, man. I mean, they can get up out there. They trained to go to the combine. I mean,
Mhm.
these guys have put in months of training to, go interview, because that's what the combine is. I mean, it's a glorified, interview. I mean, they gonna come out there. They already, done practice their techniques or whatever, and they just out there interviewing, man. So
Yep.
I mean,
Come
look
on,
for what that's important, but don't put much stock into it.
Yeah, correct. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
so yeah, man. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. Shout out to Titans Pratt for jumping on with us. Next week, I'll be attending an event with the Titans. I don't know
Yeah.
going on down there, but I was invited to go, so I'm gonna go listen to Rand Carthon and Mike Keith, and hopefully I'll snap up a picture with Rand with my "Don't Be Dumb" trade up for Bryce Young shirt, and y'all go get some merch, man. I mean, but I'm not gonna wear it.
Yeah, no, you don't wear that, bro. That's funny, but
I
don't you do it.
I ain't gonna go be messy. I'm not gonna go be messy like that, but I might just throw out the Ran, man. You know, go up and do this.
Hey, but you know what? You know what? Also, don't say it's your idea. You know, Elvin, but hey, Rand, you know, my boy RJ thinks it'd be a good. So if it don't work out, it ain't on us. It's on RJ.
Yeah, man. But Firestone and RJ, they gonna hold it down for you next week. And man, if I can get back quick enough, I'll jump on here. I'll jump on here for a little second. But man, y'all make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Hey, man, I enjoyed y'all for the night, man. Much love, Firestone. You got anything to say before we ride out?
I just appreciate everything that y'all's been doing for us, especially over on YouTube. Y'all have been watching the content like crazy. We got 2 videos on there now. That's over 10,000 views, and the views are racking up on everything. So y'all are doing a lot of great things for us. So we truly appreciate that. Y'all make sure y'all go check out merch. And like I said, turn on those notification bells so you get notified every time we go live.
Yes, sir. So with that being said, y'all have a blessed weekend and peace.